Tom Cruise is 62, but looks 35. His secret? He avoids these 5 healthy foods. Have you looked in the mirror lately and thought, why does my body feel older than my spirit? The joints are stiffer. Your skin's not bouncing back like it used to. And even though you're trying to eat healthy, your energy still crashes by noon, and your face tells a story of exhaustion no moisturizer can hide. But then you see him, Tom Cruise. At 62, he's leaping off buildings, racing motorcycles, and flashing that jawline like it's 1986. But here's what most people don't realize. Tom's not just working out. He's not just lucky with good genes. He's quietly avoiding 5 foods that are marketed as healthy, but silently sabotage your skin, your joints, your energy, and most dangerously, your biological age. What you're about to hear might shock you, because chances are you've got one of these in your fridge right now. And here's the twist. Avoiding just one of these foods could improve your skin elasticity, joint comfort, and even mental sharpness in less than 10 days. Let's start this off with the first one that almost everyone falls for. Let's start with number 5. Low-fat salad dressings, especially the ones labeled heart-healthy. You've probably grabbed a bottle off the shelf that proudly says, low-fat, olive oil-based, or the worst one, made with real vegetables. You're doing everything right. You skip the greasy fast food. You drizzle on a little low-fat dressing. Maybe it's ranch. Maybe it's Italian. Maybe it even says heart healthy on the label. And as you take that bite of crisp lettuce and tangy vinaigrette, you feel a little proud, like you're finally turning the corner on your health. But here's what almost nobody tells you. That bottle of healthy dressing sitting in your fridge, it might be quietly sabotaging your circulation, stealing your energy, and even putting your heart and brain at risk, especially if you're over 60. What you're about to hear might shock you, but by the end of it, you'll never look at that light label the same way again. Let's unpack why. Low-fat dressings became popular decades ago around the same time fat was blamed for everything from heart disease to weight gain. Food companies rushed to strip out the fat from everything. But fat has flavor. Fat makes things taste good. And when they took it out, something had to go back in. What did they use? Sugar, soybean oil, artificial thickeners, and in some cases, ingredients you can't even pronounce, like xanthan gum, maltodextrin, and EDTA. But here's where things get even trickier for aging adults. When you take the fat out of a dressing, your body doesn't absorb nutrients the same way. See, vegetables, especially leafy greens like spinach, kale, and arugula, contain fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Those nutrients only unlock when they're paired with real, healthy fats. But when you top your salad with a fat-free or low-fat dressing, you're getting fiber, maybe a little crunch. But the vitamins your body desperately needs for circulation, energy, and cellular repair, they pass right through you and used, unabsorbed, and wasted. And the sugar? Well, that's where the damage begins. Because that sweet tang in most low-fat dressings doesn't just affect your waistline. It triggers inflammation. It spikes insulin. And worse, it thickens the blood. If you've noticed your fingers getting colder lately, or your legs feeling heavy by mid-afternoon, if your memories felt foggier, or you're getting winded faster from the same walk, you might be dealing with early signs of poor circulation. And poor circulation over time is one of the silent roads to cardiovascular trouble, brain aging, and yes, even stroke. Let's go deeper. A 2020 study from the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging looked at dietary patterns in adults over 60. They found that seniors who consumed high-sugar, low-fat processed foods, including diet dressings, showed increased markers of inflammation and vascular stiffness. Now think about that for a moment. Vascular stiffness is when your arteries lose their flexibility. They can't expand or contract easily. That means your heart has to work harder to push blood through. Your brain receives oxygen more slowly. And your extremities, like your hands, feet, and legs, start to suffer the most. Ever felt tingling in your toes for no reason? A weird sense of pressure behind your eyes? or that drained? Dragging sensation in your calves halfway through the day? These aren't random aging quirks. They're your body whispering that something isn't right with your blood flow. And low-fat dressings, innocent as they may seem, might be playing a quiet role in that breakdown. There's also a hidden villain most people never talk about: soybean oil. This oil is cheap. It's heavily processed. And it's the #1 oil used in commercial low-fat dressings. But here's the catch. Soybean oil is extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. And while omega-6 isn't bad on its own, the balance between omega-6 and omega-3 in your body is critical. Too much omega-6 and too little omega-3 leads to chronic inflammation. And inflammation is the foundation for nearly every disease of aging: arthritis, diabetes, heart disease, cognitive decline, even certain cancers. What's worse, this inflammation doesn't show up as loud, obvious symptoms right away. It trickles in slowly. One day your hands are a little stiff. Next week your sleep feels shallower. By next month, your energy's been cut in half and you've added another pill to your medicine organizer. And it all might have started with that so-called healthy dressing on your plate. But here's the good news, and yes, there is good news. You don't have to give up salads. You don't even have to give up flavor. In fact, you can boost your nutrient absorption, improve your blood flow, and reduce inflammation simply by swapping the dressing. Start with something real: extra virgin olive oil, a splash of apple cider vinegar, a squeeze of lemon, a pinch of sea salt and black pepper. Or, if you like it creamy, mash and a bit of avocado. Add a spoonful of Greek yogurt. Use a dollop of tahini or a little mustard. These natural fats do more than just taste good. They help your body absorb the nutrients from your greens. They stabilize your blood sugar. They lubricate your joints. And they help keep your blood flowing, not sluggish and sticky, but smooth and vibrant. Imagine this. You finish your salad. Instead of feeling bloated or sleepy, you feel satisfied. Your hands feel warmer. Your thoughts feel clearer. And your energy, instead of crashing, carries you through the afternoon. That's what food can do when it's aligned with your body, not working against it. So the next time you see a bottle that says fat-free or low-fat, pause, read the label, look past the marketing. Ask yourself, is this nourishing my body or just tricking my taste buds? Because when it comes to your health, your independence, and your clarity of mind, every bite counts. And sometimes, the smallest tweaks make the biggest difference. We're just getting started. If something in this video made you stop and think, you're exactly who we made it for. Hit subscribe so you never miss the senior health insights that can change everything. And for those who want to go further, faster, head to thegoldenyearsrx.com and connect with others who are walking the same path. Real people, real answers, real change. Food #4 is something millions of people don't even think about, but it's quietly damaging your blood flow from the inside out. It might catch you completely off guard. Let's get into it next. They sit on store shelves, perfectly packaged in glossy wrappers with labels that scream: heart healthy, low sugar, high fiber, and great source of energy. You've seen them at the pharmacy, the grocery store, maybe even in your own kitchen pantry. They're called energy bars, but for millions of seniors over 60, they might as well be called danger bars. Because the truth? These so-called health snacks can quietly wreak havoc on your heart, your blood vessels, and your entire circulatory system, especially first thing in the morning. And most people have no idea why. Let's talk about what's really hiding inside those energy bars. You wake up, maybe you're a bit groggy, not quite ready to cook breakfast yet. You grab what feels like a smart, convenient option, a protein bar or a breakfast bar, and eat it on the way to the mailbox or maybe even in bed with your coffee. It feels harmless. You're fueling up, right? But here's what most seniors don't realize. Most energy bars are ultra-processed sugar bombs disguised as health food. They're packed with cheap oils, inflammatory sweeteners, synthetic fibers, and industrial-grade protein isolates your body wasn't designed to digest, especially not first thing in the morning. Take a closer look at the ingredients on that wrapper. Can you pronounce half the things on the list? Things like soy protein isolate, fructooligosaccharides, maltodextrin, erythritol, and sunflower lecithin. These aren't whole foods. They're industrial byproducts designed to mimic texture, shelf life, and sweetness. And while they might get the job done in terms of calories, they create chaos inside your aging body. Let's start with the sugar load. Even when labeled low sugar, most bars rely on alternative sweeteners like sugar alcohols, sorbitol, maltitol, erythritol, or even natural-sounding syrups like agave, brown rice syrup, or tapioca syrup. But your body still treats these as sugar, and when you consume them on an empty stomach, your blood sugar spikes like a roller coaster. Now imagine your arteries first thing in the morning. They're already under stress. You've just gone 8 to 10 hours without hydration. Your blood is thicker. Your vessels are more constricted. Your cortisol is surging as part of the body's natural wake-up process. And then boom, in comes a sugar spike. That flood of glucose hits your bloodstream, triggering an insulin surge, inflammation, and oxidative stress. Your endothelial lining, the delicate, cell-thin barrier inside your arteries, gets irritated. And when that happens repeatedly, it doesn't just increase your risk of diabetes. It sets the stage for clotting, plaque buildup, and yes, even stroke. But wait, what about the protein? Isn't that supposed to be good? In theory, yes. But in these bars, the protein often comes from isolates and concentrates like whey protein isolate or soy protein isolate. These are heavily refined powders that strip away the natural enzymes and nutrients that make protein bioavailable. Instead of nourishing your muscles and stabilizing your blood sugar, they often cause bloating, gas, and ironically, blood sugar instability due to how they're digested. Ever feel jittery, slightly nauseous, or just off after an energy bar? That's not a coincidence. That's your gut and nervous system reacting to something your body can't quite handle, especially as you age. And let's not forget the oils. Most energy bars are glued together with industrial seed oils, sunflower oil, canola oil, soybean oil. These are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which in excess promote chronic inflammation, a key player in nearly every age-related disease, including heart disease and stroke. Now, here's the part that really matters. As we age, every choice we make in the morning sets the tone for the rest of our day. A bad breakfast can steal your energy, fog your brain, slow your steps, and worsen the very conditions you're trying to avoid. You might feel it as joint stiffness, a wave of fatigue, cold fingers, slower thinking, or maybe just a sense that something isn't quite right. Sound familiar? You're not imagining it. You're experiencing the downstream effects of metabolic chaos, disguised as a quick breakfast bar. But here's the good news, you don't have to swear off convenience. You just need to get smart about it. Instead of store-bought energy bars, try making a simple batch at home with whole ingredients, rolled oats, ground flaxseed, nut butter, cinnamon, and just a touch of honey or dates. Or, if you prefer packaged options, look for bars with fewer than 6 ingredients and ones you can pronounce. Things like almonds, dates, egg whites, and sea salt. Or better yet, skip the bar entirely and have a few slices of apple with almond butter, a boiled egg, and a small handful of walnuts. Real food, real energy. No crashes, no inflammation, no stroke risk. The bottom line? If you're over 60, your body needs morning fuel that heals, not harms. Energy bars might be convenient, but convenience isn't worth the cost if it means putting your heart and brain at risk before 9 a.m. Start your day with awareness, not advertising. You deserve that much. And coming up next, food number 3 might be the most shocking of all because it's not food, not a drink, and not a medication. It sounds like a smart health hack, but for aging bodies, it could be quietly stealing your strength. It's something millions of people do before breakfast, and it silently shrinks their circulation each time. Don't miss it. Let's talk about green smoothies. You've seen them everywhere. On TV, in magazines. Maybe your daughter drinks one every morning after yoga. Maybe you've tried it too, a mix of spinach, almond milk, banana, a scoop of protein powder. It looks healthy, it feels trendy, and it seems like an easy way to get your greens. But here's the truth most seniors don't know. Green smoothies, especially when consumed first thing in the morning, can actually block your body's ability to absorb key minerals, and over time, that can leave you more tired, more prone to falls, and more vulnerable to bone loss. Here's why. Most leafy greens, like spinach, kale, and chard, contain a natural compound called oxalate. Oxalates bind to calcium, magnesium, and iron in the digestive tract, preventing them from being absorbed. So even if you're taking supplements or eating well, that healthy smoothie could be sabotaging the very nutrients you need to stay strong. And it doesn't stop there. Many green smoothies also contain high-sugar fruits like mango, pineapple, or bananas. On their own, these fruits are fine in moderation. But blended into a liquid, their sugars hit your bloodstream rapidly, spiking insulin, creating inflammation, and sending your energy on a roller coaster. Now, combine that with oxalates and a cold liquid hitting an empty stomach. For seniors, that's a triple threat. Your blood sugar spikes. Your circulation slows. Your muscles don't get the calcium or magnesium they need to stay firm and steady. Have you ever felt lightheaded after a smoothie even though it was supposed to energize you? Or maybe you've had strange leg cramps or felt shaky mid-morning. That's not in your head. That's your body struggling to metabolize a drink that's been wrongly labeled superfood. And there's more. Green smoothies are often low in fat, which sounds healthy, but fat is critical for nutrient absorption, especially for vitamins A, D, E, and K. Without fat, your body can't unlock those vitamins no matter how many greens you drink. And over time, this nutritional gap can show up as dry skin, brittle nails, brain fog, or even declining vision. A Harvard study even found that older adults consuming high oxalate diets were more prone to kidney stones, joint pain, and fatigue, symptoms that are often mistaken for normal aging. But they're not. They're preventable and fixable. You don't have to ditch smoothies entirely, but you do need to be smarter about them. Add fat, a tablespoon of avocado oil, a spoonful of grass-fed butter, or an egg. Lower the oxalates, skip raw spinach, and swap in lower oxalate greens like romaine or baby kale. Balance the sugar. Pair fruit with protein and fiber. Use frozen cauliflower or zucchini for creaminess without the sugar hit. And most importantly, don't drink it first thing on an empty stomach. Your digestive system is more sensitive in the morning. It needs warmth, fiber, and balance, not a cold sugar bomb that robs minerals and spikes cortisol. If you felt weaker lately, if your legs tremble more than they used to, or if you're doing everything right and still not seeing results, this morning habit might be working against you. Because what's good for a 25-year-old athlete isn't always good for a 65-year-old with unique needs. Up next, food number 2 takes everything you've learned and flips it. It's not about what you eat, but when you don't, and it's the most common mistake robbing seniors of energy before they even begin their day. If today's message opened your eyes to something new, don't keep it to yourself. Tap that subscribe button and join thousands of seniors learning how to age with energy, clarity, and confidence. And if you're ready for deeper tools, trustworthy support, and a growing circle of people who truly understand what you're going through, visit thegoldenyearsrx.com. It's not just a website, it's a movement. Food number 2, and this one might be quietly draining your energy, weakening your heart, and aging your brain before you even finish your first cup of tea. Let's talk about protein, or more specifically, the lack of it in most seniors' mornings. Now you've probably heard protein is important. You've seen the word on yogurt containers, in cereal commercials, maybe even in senior nutrition ads. But most people don't realize just how critical it is, especially first thing in the morning for those over 60. Here's the truth. Starting your day without enough high-quality protein is like trying to build a house without bricks. You might have the tools, the plans, the energy, but without materials, there's nothing to work with. And for your aging body, protein is the material. It fuels your muscles, repairs tissues, powers your brain, and keeps your metabolism running. So what happens when you skip it, or only get a tiny amount from toast, fruit, or coffee? You begin to break down. Muscle loss accelerates, a condition called sarcopenia, and with it goes your strength, your balance, your stamina. You get tired faster. Your legs feel unsteady. You might even start avoiding stairs or long walks, not because you're lazy, but because your body is starving for building blocks. Even more alarming? Low protein intake in the morning has been linked to poor glucose regulation. That means more sugar crashes, more inflammation, and more fat stored around the belly and organs, which leads directly to heart strain and increased stroke risk. Have you ever felt shakier after breakfast than before? Maybe you eat oatmeal, fruit, or a slice of toast and find yourself crashing an hour later, foggy, sluggish, maybe even a little dizzy. That's not normal. That's your body crying out for protein. And it's not just about muscles. Your brain needs amino acids, the building blocks of protein, to create neurotransmitters. Without them, memory starts to slip. Focus fades. And mood can dip without any obvious cause. A recent study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that seniors who consumed at least 30 grams of protein at breakfast showed sharper cognition, steadier walking speed, and significantly reduced risk of falls compared to those who didn't. So why is this tip such a hidden threat? Because so many so-called healthy breakfasts for seniors are carb-heavy and protein-poor. Cereal with skim milk, toast with jam, a banana and coffee, even a fruit smoothie, if it's low on protein, sets you up for weakness, not strength. But here's the good news, you don't need to overhaul your entire morning. Just add the missing building block. Scramble 2 eggs with spinach. Add a scoop of protein powder to your oatmeal. Try plain Greek yogurt with chia seeds and almonds. Even leftovers from dinner, like grilled chicken or lentil soup, can be a nourishing, protein-rich way to start your day. And here's a tip most people don't know. Spacing your protein evenly throughout the day, starting with breakfast, is more effective than loading it all at dinner. Why? Because your body can only absorb so much at once. Miss the morning window, and the repair never begins. So, if you felt a little slower getting out of bed, if your muscles feel weaker, or if you find yourself needing more naps or more caffeine just to function, this might be your missing piece. Protein isn't just for bodybuilders. It's your insurance policy against frailty, falls, and fatigue. And it works best when you make it the foundation of your day, not an afterthought. And now we're about to uncover number 1 food you should avoid. The most praised, innocent-looking breakfast habit that doctors are now warning could speed up aging and quietly harm circulation, especially for people over 60. And the surprising twist? It's not what you think. Number 1, this one is especially frustrating because it's supposed to be heart healthy. But for seniors over 60, it might be doing the exact opposite. Let's talk about orange juice. Yes, that glass of bright, citrusy sunshine many people pour first thing in the morning. It's practically a breakfast symbol. You've seen it in commercials, on every diner menu, even in hospital trays labeled nutritious. But here's the hidden truth. For older adults, especially those concerned about circulation and energy, this beloved morning habit might be setting you up for fatigue, inflammation, and even long-term damage to your brain and heart. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but it's just juice. It's got vitamin C. It's fruit. And you're absolutely right to be cautious about what's being called harmful. But let's pull back the curtain. A typical 8-ounce glass of orange juice contains around 20 to 25 grams of sugar. That's about 6 teaspoons, more than a donut. And because there's little to no fiber in the juice, that sugar hits your bloodstream like a freight train. Your body responds fast. Insulin spikes. Blood sugar rises. Your arteries tighten. Your energy soars and then crashes. It's like a roller coaster that your aging body didn't sign up for. Now, this might be manageable for a 25-year-old with flexible arteries and strong glucose regulation. But for someone over 60, whose cells are more insulin resistant, whose blood vessels may already be stiff or inflamed, that sugar bomb doesn't energize you, it exhausts you. And the consequences ripple out. A 2023 study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition and Aging found that older adults who started their day with a high glycemic load, like fruit juice, had significantly higher markers of inflammation and vascular stiffness by mid-morning. That means more pressure on your heart, slower circulation to your legs, and over time, increased risk of brain fog, dizziness, and yes, even stroke. Have you ever noticed that after a glass of juice, your energy feels fake? Like it's buzzing but hollow? Maybe you feel a little wired, a little sweaty, and then you crash. That's not just aging. That's your body trying to recover from a sugar spike it never needed in the first place. And here's the even more alarming part. The fructose in fruit juice, especially when separated from fiber, has been shown to increase triglycerides and fat around the liver. That's the same kind of fat linked to metabolic syndrome, which raises your risk of diabetes, dementia, and cardiovascular disease. You're not imagining it. That innocent-looking juice might actually be sapping your strength, aging your arteries, and weakening your balance and memory, all before 9 a.m. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you have to give up everything citrus or sweet. It just means you need to retrain your morning habits to work with your body, not against it. Here's what you can do instead. Instead of a glass of juice, have a few slices of fresh orange. The fiber slows absorption and balances the sugar hit. Or better yet, start your day with warm water, lemon, and a pinch of sea salt. This not only hydrates you, but supports your adrenals and boosts morning circulation without spiking your insulin. Want something sweet? Add a handful of berries to a protein-rich breakfast. They're lower in sugar, higher in antioxidants, and support blood flow without the crash. Remember, juice isn't evil. But for seniors looking to protect their brain, heart, and energy, timing and form matter. You deserve mornings that support your independence, not steal it. If you've ever felt jittery, dizzy, or drained after a healthy breakfast, this might have been the silent culprit all along. And now that you've made it to the end of this countdown, I want to leave you with this. Every small shift you make in your morning, whether it's adding protein, rethinking that juice, or pausing before your walk, is a vote for your strength, your clarity, and your independence in the years to come. If this video helped you see your mornings in a new light, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We break down senior health myths and deliver powerful, practical tools every week. And if you're ready to join a community of like-minded seniors taking their health into their own hands, visit thegoldenyearsrx.com. It's your hub for natural tools, connection, and support. This is your time, your golden years, and it's never too late to start taking them back.